kicker, Will Reichard, has the ball on the tee. And we are underway from MetLife Stadium. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They'll run here with a rookie. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. Second down.
That's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Now Wilson. And he's got his man out of the backfield. That's complete. And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
One down, only about 500 more to go this season. He would certainly welcome most of his passes this year going as well as that. Now that the first one is over, time to settle into a groove and begin the long journey towards Week 18 and hopefully the playoffs.
You know, Wilson going to change things up here. Tracy going to get it on first down. And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. He'll get 15 and a Giants first down.
How best to describe that one? I'd say right down Broadway on that run.
A straight ahead running. I think that might be something we see a lot of between the tackles today.
Well, he's enjoying things so far here this afternoon. Sees a crease and bursts through it for a solid gain.
From midfield now, here's Wilson. Forced out to his left. That's to the rookie. It's Malik Neighbors. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Give him 32 on the play.
And this offense has come out swinging here in the early going. They pick up a nice chunk on that pitch and catch. And the two of them have this offense moving in the right direction to start this game.
Hey, 0-0-0. Ringo. Watch the twins. Watch the twins.
From the red zone now, here's Wilson on first down. Eluding the pressure right. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them. And I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
Check out Reed. One left. Check.
2nd and 10. It's Wilson again. Flush to his right. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up third down.
It's been a good opening drive offensively thus far, but you know they don't want to waste it and settle for a field goal attempt after that incompletion. So this is a big play coming up here on third down.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Here's Wilson. Flushed out right. He's got his target. That's complete. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means fourth down. They'll try and run for it. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. They only needed a few inches, and they didn't get much more than that. But by about the width of a shoelace, they convert on fourth down. First and goal, a good chance for our first touchdown of the new season. They'll go again with Tracy. And he'll be stopped just outside the 5 at the 6. The 6-yard line, the line of scrimmage on second and goal. Straight ahead, here's Tracy. And a minuscule gain of maybe a yard from the 6 to the 5. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing. But I'm just wondering, is the head coach thinking, is this 4-down territory? Might he go for it?
And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. This defense bending but not breaking. It's a gain of 3. It's now fourth and goal. How about this? They'll change it at the line. They're going on fourth down. It's Wilson. He's got it. Touchdown, Giants. N'Keal Harry, a 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants are on the board here first in the season opener. Many would call that a gutsy decision here early on to go for it, fourth and goal. There was no hesitation. Field goal unit never sniffed the field.
It was a message, and the message was, I trust you on offense. Go out and make this happen. Go ahead and pick it up. You know what else he said? I trust my defense as well. If they don't get it, I know you're going to hold them. So it's a message to your entire team that you believe in them.
7-0 is our score. Ready for the dynamic kickoff as this one's away. And that'll be a little too hot to handle as it will skip through the end zone for a touchback here. Now the man from UTEP, this is Aaron Jones. And shedding the tackle, and now some room. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Coming in, he really liked his chance of having a big year based on a terrific offseason. And runs like that on opening weekend show that he's right.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. And they'll keep on the ground with Jones. And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, second down. On play action, McCarthy. Oh, no, the first throw of his career is intercepted. When the rookie QB gets his first touchdown pass, that's one you put in the trophy case. First career interception, that's going to be one he wants to forget.
Yeah, and he's not going to go ask for the football, right? No. You can keep that one. The key for him, what does he learn from it? When he watches the tape, does he have an answer right now where he already understands what mistake he made? That's what the coaches are going to want to know, and that's what they'll grill him on and see how he grows from it.
Now a first down throw complete downfield. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A big pickup of 38. After 7-0 on EA Sports. Ready to roll for the second quarter from MetLife Stadium. The Giants with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. And he's going to go down. He's sacked back at the 24. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Now Wilson wants a different look. Wilson to throw on 2nd down. The short throw pulled in by Bellinger. That'll give him 8 that time. And 3rd and 8 now.
What's not cool about the gain there on 2nd down? That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Here's Wilson. That's caught left side by Neighbors. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
He'll get 2 out of that run, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and goal.
The yards may start getting a little tougher to come by down here near the goal line. That's good work defensively there on 1st down, holding them to a short gain.
And the ball smack dab on the 5-yard line. Here's 2nd and goal. Now the first carry for Devin Singletary. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. Give him right around 4 on the carry. We'll see if they want to keep pounding here on 3rd and goal.
His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
Check, crunch, Friday, 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 Friday. Shit, watch the shit.
Now it's Tracy. Boy, no chance as he was met and dropped behind the line there. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up 4th down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Gano's kick is good. So another scoring drive there, Charles, and an early 2-score lead.
You'd like the 6 there, partner, but you'll take the 3, and I think they have to be happy about the way they moved the ball in these first 2 drives. They have to feel good about their opportunities the rest of the game.
After knocking through the field goal, here's Gano back out there now for the kickoff. This will be brought out from the middle of the end zone. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They find themselves down 10-0 early after the interception on their opening drive led to a field goal.
So now they've got to pick up the mantle a little bit. You mentioned the team's down 10. They've helped contribute to that. How are they going to get their team back into this ball game? Run the offense that you think is going to be effective and execute it at a high level. Defenses always talk about earning the right to rush the passer on 3rd down. And you know what offenses want? Win 1st down so they can set things up for themselves better.
And that wasn't helpful there. Not a big impact on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 7. Again, it's Jones. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. 3 yards on the pickup. That's going to set up an interesting 3rd and about 4 to go. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. 10-0 our score. Here is 3rd down and 4. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Oh, he had him. He was open, but he couldn't get it to him. It's incomplete.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. It looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. A good kick, 49 yards, just 3 on the return. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
We saw it, too. Nobody in the vicinity of that throw, and that earns him the penalty.
Yeah, you've got to at least get it close enough to one of your own guys in order to dodge the penalty.
They lose the yardage, and, of course, they also lose the down on the grounding call, and it's quickly 2nd and long.
Hey, 0, 0, 0. Hey, hey. Check 3, check 3, check 3.
Now it's Wilson. There's a short one caught by Johnson. And he will cover up as he's touched down after a short gain.
Oh, it's time to give a little credit there to the defense. They played that very well because it was a drag route, and he ran it a little shallower than normal as he worked straight across the field. He was hoping he'd get lost behind the defensive line, but once he made the catch, nowhere to turn upfield and gain any yardage.
Now the Giants will use the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with exactly a minute to go before halftime. Now 3rd down and very long.
We got 4. We got 4. Let's go.
Now Wilson. And a quick throw here, that's complete. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. On 4th down, Jamie Gillen on to punt for the Giants. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. No returning this one. It sails out of bounds, and they'll spot it right at the 20. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. They're certainly in need of some kind of points here before the end of the half. A field goal or something. Being shut out right now. They could really use some momentum before they head into halftime. And this will be a Vikings first down as he gets this up past the 30.
That was good, tough running right up the middle. And if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace or change direction, that's often the end result.
On first down, McCarthy. He's going to loft one deep left side here. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. Second interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on, his teammates going to check on it, because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call. So with 4 seconds to go in the half, here's the field goal unit onto the field. Gano's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. We'll see if Week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're still very much in this game, although they do trail. What's the game plan, Charles, for the second half?
It might be a little counterintuitive because most people will think losing equals passing the ball more, but I'd establish the running game. They kind of went away from it in the first half. I think if they get back in balance, it'll help them when they put the ball back in the air.
And they're able to get this one across the 35. He was held without a catch in the first half, but he's got one here, and he also picks up a first down. There you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll go play action. Here's McCarthy. That's caught by the big tight end, T.J. Hockenson. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46.
That's a good-looking play to me. The big tight end on a crossing route coming underneath. Sometimes he can gain some serious momentum going forward, can he?
Yeah, he can indeed, and pretty well executed there. From the 46, here's 2nd down and 1. An inside give to Jones. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this third quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. They'll try and run for it with Jones. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. Well, looks like they'll move things around here. First and 10. Here's McCarthy. And he's got this to Jefferson. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. 25 yards that time. I don't know what they talked about at halftime. Whatever it was, it worked. They looked like a different team here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I doubt that there are very many trash cans that got kicked over that type of a speech. I think what they did was they analyzed what worked in the first half, what didn't, and figured out a better game plan.
Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Throwing is McCarthy. And that nearly a turnover, but it's incomplete. Well, fortunate to retain possession there, and it's 2nd down.
They had their backs up against the wall a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
2nd and 10, third quarter of the season opener. To the air with McCarthy. Now he's forced out left. And time finally runs out. He can't get rid of the football, and he's taken down. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping it for the sack.
And Burns has found a new home with the Giants this offseason. He's thrilled to be in the metropolitan area. The guy they call the Spider-Man nets another sack.
On 3rd down, they'll throw with McCarthy. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
With a rookie quarterback out there, you're definitely going to find out how he handles adversity, because this one so far hasn't gone according to plan. He's got to fight through it and show him what he's made of.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And the deficit will hold pat at 13. Well, close game, second half. You obviously hate to leave 3 out on the field.
Especially in a game like this when you know points are hard to come by. That was one of their best opportunities so far, and they come away with nothing.
They'll start with a run by Tracy. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Well, I think after that run, the defense getting back in the huddle and looking at each other and maybe starting to question their confidence a bit. They gave up a significant run, 6 yards, and now you're saying to yourself, how do we stop them, and do I have enough confidence to make a play?
Quickly into the hands of Neighbors off the RPO. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a giant first down on a gain of 16.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing, because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
It'll be a gain of just a yard, and it's 2nd down. They go play action with Wilson. Sliding out of the pocket. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
I see the surprise in your face there, partner. That is a rare incompletion from him. He's been on point this entire game.
He has percentage completion-wise way up. Not that time. On 3rd down, Wilson. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And he's going to be taken down at the 39, clearly short of the first by a few yards. That'll go for a gain of 7. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
A short gain that doesn't get them the first down brings up a 4th down situation.
Really nice job defensively. They knew where the sticks were. They got the stop before it. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one, as it's good from 56 yards out. And that will extend their lead even further. So they're able to build on things here with a field goal. But, you know, the question is, how much longer can they really rely on their defense to pitch a shutout?
That's a great question, because you know the guys on the other sideline are saying, give us the ball. We want another shot at this. So, yes, tight game. You'll take the 3. But this game, it's far from over.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway.
And really, Charles, not much of a surprise that they're losing. They just haven't been able to get much of anything going in the pass game. And as you well know, in today's NFL, if the passing game isn't working, usually not much else is working either.
You're exactly right about that, partner. And I know that right now the easy answer would be, hey, let's run the football. But that might not be everything you need. So despite the fact that they've struggled throwing it, they've got to find some type of a play, multiple plays, that puts the ball in the air and allows for them to have some success.
Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he goes out right around the 39. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
A nice completion there for the first down. And, Charles, you think about the quarterbacks of recent vintage that have been thrust into action week one. It's no guarantee of future success, but we sure have seen some good ones.
We certainly have, partner. How about Joe Burrow with the Bengals in 2020? He was excellent. Kyler Murray with the Cardinals. The best part about his game, has his team right on the brink of the playoffs. And Deshaun Watson has won division titles after having started from day one.
And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Looking to throw McCarthy. He'll find Jones again, complete. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and it'll be 2nd and a couple. And now the Giants, they get the officials' attention and take another timeout. That's going to leave them with just 1 remaining here in this 4th quarter.
Ball on the 47-yard line. Here's 2nd and a couple.
They'll send a receiver in motion left.
Throwing again, McCarthy.
Dancing to his left. And he'll take this beyond the line of scrimmage as he slides to a hole. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I certainly like what he did right there because he smartly wanted to avoid forcing anything downfield because nothing appeared to be open. Nice harmless slide there to avoid the big hit, and he gets a small gain on the play.
The Vikings on 3rd down, just 1 for 3 thus far. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. Up the middle, Jones. And he's going to have a 1st down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line.
57 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far.
Now, yes, a 2-possession game, but a good chunk of time on the clock, so they have the ability still there to run it on 2nd and short, but maybe they need to pick it up a bit.
You're right. They did pick up the 1st down there, but as you mentioned, they have to pick up the pace now because it's a 2-possession game. They've got to get there twice to make sure they have a chance to win.
Addison will go in motion left.
The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter.
McCarthy now on 1st down.
And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Give it big credit for his coverage right there because when he saw the route break deep, he stayed in position to prevent a completion while avoiding any risk of a flag.
Now a 2nd and 10. Now McCarthy.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
And you hate to say it with a rookie quarterback. He's done some good things, but overall, looked a little bit overwhelmed back there, hasn't he?
He certainly has. But in his defense, he hadn't had a lot of time to throw the football. You like the way I said that? In his defense.
In his defense. I got it.
You see what I did there?
Yeah, he needs better protection, that's for sure. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A real letdown defensively. That was 3rd and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. And in a 2-score game, obviously, every play, every 3rd down, like we saw there, magnified, big pickup.
It was a huge pickup. What they really want, though, is to not even get to 3rd down. They've got to maximize time and conserve as much as possible.
McCarthy to throw on 1st and 10.
Going for the deep ball. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
And they're at the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Here's 2nd and 10. McCarthy, he'll set to throw it.
And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
I certainly like the idea. You're down on their side of the field. Get your big play guy involved. That time, they put one up for him to see if he can pull it down in the end zone. But the coverage was good, and it winds up incomplete.
And they'll send the slot in motion left.
To the air again, McCarthy. He completes this into the hands of Jefferson.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
Nice game there, partner, but you and I both know that won't do anything for the final score. They're not going to win this one. Right now, they're playing for pride and fantasy points.
And just to erase that goose egg, nobody wants to be shut out.
All 3 timeouts plus the 2-minute warning. Here's 1st and 10. Here's McCarthy.
And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sack.
Here's 2nd down.
Operating from the gun, McCarthy.
Throw left side, taken in by Jefferson.
And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line.
Boy, this is a well-orchestrated drive they've put together. You think back to how far they were backed up to start things out, but they've gone on a march since then, and now after that completion there, they've got a 1st and goal.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Ooh, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
Here now, 2nd and goal. Working out of the gun is McCarthy.
And this is caught now for a late touchdown. So hold everything here. This one's not over yet. coaches must really like to see that from the quarterback because he's had the interceptions in this game, but they're able to connect on the touchdown pass.
And teammates love to see that because they know that they miss blocks during a game, but they come back and make them later on. They miss tackles, right? They miss making plays, but the spotlight is magnified on your quarterback. And when he stands up to the pressure and comes back and throws a touchdown pass after throwing some picks earlier, they feel great about that guy.
And likewise for him personally, as a rookie quarterback, has to give him more confidence. And that one is caught. So they convert here, and don't look now, but this one's back to a one-score game. Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And this game not quite in hand yet. We'll likely see all three timeouts defensively and then reassess where we are. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
3rd down and 1. Now Wilson changing the play.
Check the backer, check the backer. Good, good, good. Good left, good left. Motion out the backfield, motion out.
3rd down, here's Tracy.
Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll kick it away for the second time. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Not too shabby here. This will skip out of bounds at about the 12-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. He's back to throw. Completes this to Jefferson. And he's going to be brought down right there at the 23-yard line. Final minute. No timeouts at their disposal. Here's 1st and 10. Another completion there, and you think about the draft back in the spring. He's selected in the 1st round, getting the start here, as we mentioned, in week 1. It's got to be quite a whirlwind for a young quarterback.
Absolutely, because going in the 1st round,
people are going to clamor for you to be the starter right away, but many teams want you to get your feet wet first, maybe just kind of hang out behind a veteran starter. In this case, though, he ascended right to the top role, and I know he's excited about the opportunity.
And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's third down. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
Well, this one's had a season's worth of thrills already, and it's still week one. Here's third down now. Back to throw. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And fourth down now coming up.
Partner, they've got one chance left to keep this one going, and I think for you and me, let's think along with their offensive coordinator now. Has to think back, cycle through every play of this contest, and remember what's worked and what hasn't. Because right here, he needs the best play of the game in order to keep this one alive.
No choice but to go. Here's fourth down now. And they're out of timeouts, remember, so this is going to have to be a delay. Now, the offense knew it. They were already starting to walk back as that one is accepted. Here we go. This is fourth down. They'll indeed go. Here's McCarthy. Able to find the open man. That's complete. Oh, and he'll be tackled and covered up inbounds. They get another first, but they're working with no timeouts. They keep the game alive, at least for the moment, as it's a first down. Another try, 2nd and 10 now. Oh, the motion comes too late, and this is going to be a delay. So from 2nd and 10, it'll now go to 2nd and 15. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week one and one of our